G'day all, it's Colin from PCTLC and thanks for joining me. It's been about a week since maybe more than a week since I've installed my KDE, struggling to find the right time to record where I'm living at the moment. So we're going to have a look at updating the system. First of all, what I did was I had to, before I did the install, I had to rebuild the ISO, because what happened was LBRY's, the very first time I tried to install was not opening up, so I had to rebuild LBRY's. So that was one thing I had to do. The other thing I had was the screen flickering problems, so that was with Voco screen. So I thought by default with the Arch repositories I'll install OBS. So that was another thing I did, and I also tweaked a few Yad scripts that I found that wasn't working either. So there was just a few little tweaks on that as well, and we're going to go through those Yad scripts today as well. So let's get on with the post install and see how we go. So I haven't updated my system yet, so what we're going to do first is install the Yad script first up. So we're going to copy the Yad script over, and we'll just check that that is got the permissions, is executive. Okay, let's open a terminal here, and then we'll just run /cop, hit the tab key to autocomplete, enter that. Now I'm going to copy I'm on KDE and I'm on Arch, so I'm going to copy Arch KDE utility, so it's B, enter that, put in my password, and it's going to try and install Yad. I think that will be a reinstall, so we'll just go no there. If you haven't got Yad installed, you will need to select yes. So I've got it installed within the ISO build, so that's going to be a no, and that's pretty much done. So let's exit that, X for exit. All things considered, if everything's gone right, we should have some things within the menu. So let's have a look here. We should have a utility. There's our Arch utility. Let's enter that, and I can update the Arch mirror, which I will do now. Now I'm going to check that because I can't remember whether I actually updated that bit too, because I discovered that I had some incorrect scripts running there with a couple of single quotes around the Australia. Let's go to root, cancel that, wrong one, this one here. I think it's Etsy, Pacman D and mirrorless. So let's just quickly open that. It's a Sydney mirror. I think I need to quickly check my script again to make sure I updated that, because sometimes it's hard to keep track of what you're doing. So user bin a Yad and Arch scripts it should be, and it should be the update Arch mirror. Let's just check that I've updated that. Yeah, because I had single quotes around Australia, so it's found obviously those are the fastest mirrors at the moment. So let's update Arch and see how we go. Yeah, that's pretty quick. I'm happy with that. And let's do some updates. Like I said, it's been a week or more since I've installed it, so there's going to be a few updates. So yes, there didn't appear to be any kernel updates or firmware updates, and that just closes once it's done, so that's all good. So because there was no kernel or firmware updates, I'm just going to continue the video without rebooting. And let's go for utility for now. There's an Arch utility, there's a Virtual Manager utility, there's a VirtualBox utility there. Let's go for the VirtualBox utility first. Let's install VirtualBox. So we've got the option of install VirtualBox Archbase. So let's do that first. Okay, so what we have here is a question. Should we install VirtualBox host modules Arch or VirtualBox host DKMS? So we need to check the kernel, so we're going to do that. We'll check the kernel. For Arch Linux, if kernel has Arch in the name, choose VirtualBox host modules Arch. So it's got Arch in the name. If not, choose VirtualBox host DKMS. So if the kernel has Arch in the name, so mine has Arch right there. Oops, let's just do that again. Mine has Arch right there, so we're going to choose VirtualBox host modules Arch. That's what we're going to do, which is number 2. Oops, numlock's not on. Number 2, and enter. So I've also got update kernel and Linux headers Arch base, just in case something's VirtualBox doesn't open. And sometimes you get some issues with VirtualBox, so that's an option there. I don't believe I need to use that now. So then you've also got to check for the headers in Solus and the long-term support headers in Solus. So you've got install, option to install VirtualBox Ubuntu, remove VirtualBox Ubuntu base, and you also got remove VirtualBox Arch base, install VirtualBox for Solus, remove it for Solus. So there's a few options there. And what we're going to do now is download the VirtualBox extension pack. So what it's doing is it's installing wget. I'm not sure if that's a reinstall. So that's a no for wget because it's already existing. So we're just going to hit enter there, and no, and then enter. And what we should find is we've got in our downloads is the VirtualBox extension pack. So that's open up VirtualBox itself, VirtualBox, and then we go to the, I think it's preferences, cancel that. Just got to remember how I do that now. I'm pretty sure it is in preferences. Oh, it's in tools probably. Extension pack manager. Install, there we go. It's changed slightly. Select the downloaded extension pack and open. That'll download the latest. Okay, let's install that and scroll down and I agree. Password. And extension pack is installed. So the other thing I'm going to do here is add VirtualBox USB support. I'm fairly certain that worked correctly, but we better check that just in case. And then add VirtualBox shared folder support. Probably should have kept that on a bit longer, I think. So that should be all done. If we again have a look at the Yad script, user bin Yad Arch scripts, probably Virt Manager scripts. That's what I started with. So I kept the same name. It's any VirtualBox or Virtual Manager. It doesn't matter which one you're using. So USB support. If we open that with Kate, was add the user, and that just adds the user. I should have sleeped that. I should have added another few seconds to the sleep there, but if the user exists, that's probably where you could see a few things come up there. vbox shared folders, and that's the script that's running there. So I didn't put the script on to sleep for too long because normally it's just a very quick process anyway, and the VirtualBox extension pack is downloading the latest extension pack from VirtualBox website. And if you're having any problems with VirtualBox with the run mod probe, you've got that option there as well. That's for all bases. It doesn't matter which base you're running there, that script should work. So that should be our VirtualBox all set up and ready to go. Utility, we got the Virt Manager utility as well. So we can install Virt Manager Arch base. Let's do that. And I think this is where I had a few script problems with this one here. So let's install that. And you've got the option of removing Virt Manager for Arch as well. Install Virt Manager for Ubuntu. remove it for Ubuntu, install for Solus, remove for Solus, and all these things work on any base. Virt Manager and group permissions already exists. Now, if we check the status, this is the problem I had with status. It wasn't working. I'm hoping it works now. So it's disabled. The status is disabled. So what we need to do is start libvirtd. Then if we check the status, it's active and running. And then if we enable libvirtd, that'll start it up on when you start your computer. So let's enable that as well. And the status is it's active and running. So if we was to stop libvirtd and check the status, it's enabled, but it's disabled. It's not actively running. So let's just start libvirtd again. And that should be now running if we check the status, and it's active and running. So that's Virt Manager up and running. So that's VirtualBox and Virt Manager installed. So now, next we're going to have a look at the browser installer. So we've got the Arch browser installer. So we've got the option of installing Firefox, removing it, install Google Chrome, remove it, install Brave, remove it, and so on and so forth. And we got Vivaldi, Opera, or Opera, I'm not sure which way that's pronounced, and install Edge and remove Edge. So let's just check out if these are working. Do we want to edit? The N is capitalized, which means that's your default entry. So just enter through anything that's got a capital N. So we don't want to edit anything. No, no, no. Put in the password. Proceed with installation. Y is capital, so that's yes. And that should be Google Chrome installed. So let's check that out. Let's have a look for Google Chrome. There it is. No, we don't want a default. I don't want a default or anything like that. And Google Chrome is up and running. Let's have a look at Edge. Install Edge if you want Edge. Some people do use Edge. Haven't personally used it. I've tried it out with installing and testing the installer. Doesn't work too bad. Once again, the N is capitalized. We don't want to edit. Editing is for professionals. I'm not a professional. Edit, no, 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 no. Put in the password and proceed with installation, yes. And that should be Edge installed, Microsoft Edge. And there we have it. Hi. I think it full screens this screen at the start for some reason. Accept and start, and then we can close that if we want. Inspirational, informational, focused. I think we just want focused, I think. Sync to data. Now this is a funny one. It either goes back or sync to data or just close the damn thing. Okay, and this is just, yeah, a lot of nonsense on startup on this one, I must say. And I've checked all the others and they pretty much work. Now, if you wanted to remove Edge, let's just check out removing one of them. And remove yes. And that's done. Now, if we search for Edge, it's now gone. So then if we wanted to install Edge again, we can. no, 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 no. Put in a password. Proceed with installation. And that's done. If we search for Edge again, you'll see that Microsoft Edge is there, and it should start up with a complete fresh Microsoft Edge. So just keep that in mind. If you uninstall, it'll be completely removed. There'll be no traces left. That's a good thing if you don't want anything else hanging around and you want to start from scratch. It's a bad thing if you've got a few things set up, but you could probably save your data file before you uninstall it, which probably would be in home somewhere, I think, if I remember right. If we open that up, it's probably in config Microsoft Edge, right? So you could save, if you've done a few things and you want to keep them, you could save that, copy it into your documents, and then remove everything and then reinstall from fresh and then put this back in. You could do it that way. So that's the browser installer for Arch-based systems. This all works for Ubuntu as well, and for Solus, and for Arch, anything running GNOME Terminal, which would be probably Arch Cinnamon and Arch GNOME, I would say. There's different terminals in the other ones. You can install GNOME Terminal if you want. It'll probably still work. Now the other thing we have is Flatpak. So Flatpak. So if we try to install a Flatpak item, looking for matches, so there's no matches as you can see. So what we do is install Flatpak Arch. Yes. Now we'll probably say that you need to log out and log back in or reboot or something. I've noticed lately that you don't really need to do that. And you need to add the it'll do it with adding the Flatpak repo. So these all work for these bases, but the repo just works for all bases. And please log out to complete Flatpak remote. You don't really need to do that these days. It seems to just pick it up straight away. Oops. I didn't know scrolling on the desktop would change desktops. So let's just check out. I like to use my cherry tree, so let's try installing that. Let's just say yes and yes. So the first install of any Flatpak takes quite a while. So I've got utilities, Arch utility, Virt Manager utility, Virtualbox utility. I've got the browser installer, and I've got the Flatpak. And I may need to look at my Yad script to make sure that I'm not missing anything. It's hard to remember what I've worked on, to be honest. So let's just quickly have a look at that. User bin Yad, and if we go to Yad Forms, that'll tell us Flatpak browser, utility, Virt Manager, utility, browser, Virt Manager, Ubuntu utility. So they're all utility. So I've got the YouTube, that one there. I just cut out the name of it, so it's YT-DLP. We'll come back to that one. So that's the cherry tree installed. That installed quite quickly actually. Let's just check that out. And there it is, cherry tree. Okay, that's working. So Flatpak's working. I've checked all these. They should be all working. So the copy Yad script, let's just open that up and check that out. What that does, you've got to put it in your home folder. So that's why it's in the home folder. If you go to home, the Yad folder is in the home folder. It's called Yad PCTLC. But when it copies over, I change the name to, so we set permissions to the whole folder, and then we call it user. We change it from Yad PCTLC to user bin just Yad, and then it copies all these applications for the Arch utilities. It depends which one you're using, so it's got it. So first of all, we we install Yad. If you haven't got Yad installed, if you download this whole folder, if I put it up on GitHub and you download it, then it will install Yad. If you don't have Yad installed, then it sets the permissions to the Yad PC TLC if it's in your home folder, and then copies the whole folder into user bin Yad, and then it changes the directory into local share, and then it makes a directly, and then it will make a directory called applications. And then, because I've noticed in some cases that the applications folder wasn't there, so the -p is, if it's there, then just ignore. I think that's what the -p was for. It's a while since I've done this. And then it copies all the desktop files over into the local share applications. And then I've also got the remove of all the desktop applications as well, just in case. So the options were remove the Yad folder, which is E, remove Yad. E is here, remove the Yad folder. So for any reason something's gone wrong, you can remove the Yad folder and then you can copy it back again. So if you selected the wrong one of these, you can just remove it and then select the correct one. So I think that's the reason why I did that. So this flat pack here is just flat packs that I wanted to just personalize for myself. Might come in handy for others. Ferdium was another friend, so I thought I'd throw that in there. And I've been throwing a couple of things in there as I've gone along. When we do little application teasers in Linux Saloon, we might try something that I like and I'll add it in. So then we've got the YTDLP, so you can install that. Got the option to install that and install it. This is for the KDE one. So let's just do that. Reinstalling, so it's already installed, so let's it's up to date. What's is up to date, so no. So I needed to download, I needed some audio from a video, and I needed to download some of my videos as well. I needed a couple of my videos. So when I downloaded a video, and I keep forgetting, this application keeps changing, so it's now a new one, it's something different. So if you hit the space button and just copy and paste the address and press enter. I downloaded a couple of my videos I lost them somewhere, so I needed to do that. And I needed a piece of audio from something, so when it comes to downloading that type of thing, this one's KDE, so I need to hit that one. That's the script there, and just hit the space button, copy and paste the address. Now when you do that, it probably won't download. It'll copy and paste it, and then you can copy and paste the whole thing and then open another instance of console and then paste it in. It doesn't work. I couldn't figure out how to get it to work in this way. It's just a reminder of what the script is to run if you need to do that. So that's that. That way, it saves me going on the internet going, what was that script again if I needed to download an audio from something. I don't need to do that too often, but it was just a circumstance that I needed to do it. So very few and far between. It helps if that just even helps for you to remember how to do that. It's pretty handy. So the other thing that I do have in this build is this thing here, which is the customization. I just got to remember what that's called. Plasma config saver. So if I change up my desktop, I can actually save the changes here and then go back to it. I can actually save this one now. And then, so if I enter, this is my Cole's original config. Desktop config. And then we save that. then that's there for me to come back to. If I change this desktop around, change the wallpaper and so forth, then I can always come back and select this one. It'll change back to how it is right now. That's a handy little tool. The other thing I've done is wallpapers. I couldn't get the wallpaper to stick. I tried to get this wallpaper to stick from the ISO build, but for some reason I couldn't figure that out. And the other thing is, I'm not sure if this build has Bluetooth in it, because I couldn't figure out Bluetooth for some reason. So if I look for Bluetooth, no devices are paired. It doesn't give me any options. Maybe Eznix hasn't got Bluetooth out of the box. Maybe, I'm not really sure. I may have to install a Bluetooth, I think. I could try that now. We could probably do a pacman dash capital S little s blues. I think it's with a Z. That's installed. Okay, that's maybe I need Blueman. I'm not sure, because nothing seems to be happening with Bluetooth, so I'm not really sure what's going on there. I can't even find it here. I told it to entries Bluetooth always shown, but it's not showing. So I'm not sure what the deal is there. Not sure if there's something wrong with my Bluetooth. It normally works okay on GNOME. So maybe I need to sudo pacman dash capital S Blueman. Could try that. Maybe it's missing that, I don't know. Blueman is not installed, so let's install it anyway. And let's try Bluetooth again. If I spell it right, it might help. Blues daemon is not running. Oh, okay. Okay, that's maybe what the problem is. So if I go back to console, let's just remove that. Maybe I need, do you want to remove the package Blueman? Yep, let's just do that for starters. And start the daemon. If I'm not quite sure whether it's sudo system ctl, I think. Oh no, it'd be different in, that's a GNOME command, isn't it? System ctl enable, oh no, start. I'm not sure if that's correct. Start blues. I'm not sure what the command would be. .service. Failed to start Blues service. Service not found. Anyway, Bluetooth won't be a big issue. I'm sure I'll get that up and running at some point. It normally works out of the box when I did the GNOME desktop with Ezarcher. So I see how I go. Alright, so I think this video has gone on long enough. That's my post-install of my Ezarcher ISO build with all my Yad scripts, and you can see how they work. I'm pretty happy with the way they're performed. I've had to tweak it and tweak it and tweak it, and pretty much what you would call bug fixing, pretty much. Just some of the scripts I'd put in just weren't working correctly, or they didn't stay on screen long enough, which was the libvirt D status or libvirt status, whatever it is. That definitely just wasn't opening up at all because I didn't put a sleep command in there. So I think I put sleep for 10 seconds or something so I could read what was on the screen. So yeah, and every time I do that, I need to rebuild the ISO. So I've got an ISO with something working out of the box. You don't want bugs out of the box pretty much. So most things I've tried, all I've done is sort of added things and checked them out, and all the other stuff I checked out a long time ago, they were all working. So I'm pretty sure that's still the case. if I put it up on GitHub and somebody downloads it, they might find something wrong with it. You just never know. But anyway, that's my post-install of Ezarcher ISO personal build, and I'm pretty happy with the performance right now, except for Bluetooth. I'll get that working somehow. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found it interesting and informative, and thanks for watching.